Hello, everybody out there in Rumble, Lex, and YouTube land. Welcome back to Diego Knows. I, of course, am Diego. And today we're going to talk some more about Eat, Pray, Love. Okay, this movie, this disgusting movie that influenced a lot of women into divorce and loneliness. Okay, into striving for the career and not the family, not the marriage, not the kids. Okay, just go out there and go do you. Okay. The problem is that, you can only do that for so long. Eventually, you're going to get too old. Eventually, you're not going to be able to have kids anymore. Eventually, you're going to lose your looks. Okay, these things are going to happen. I know chick flicks don't ever want to talk about this. Okay, that's because chick flicks are movie is timeless. Okay, you can watch this movie right now, or you can watch it 50 years from now. Okay, it's still going to look the same. Julia Roberts is still going to be 42. Okay. You see what I mean? And the attitudes of the people that were involved in making this movie, okay? Those things change, okay? But you go back in time, like right now, this movie's 16 years old, and I see what was going on now back then. Back then, it was new, okay? It was very nuanced. It was very like, okay, ladies, go get your career. Be like the girls on Sex and the City, the women on Sex and the City, because not girls, all right? Go out there, do your career, go party, go vacationing, fuck a lot of people, eat a lot of food, blah, blah, blah. You don't need no man, okay? But the problem is for most women, eventually they do. They do need a man, okay? For things, okay? Not just sex, okay? But, I'm a guy, okay? And I was in the Marines, okay? I played sports. I did also, so I've been around lots of other guys, okay? And there is a satisfaction to that as far, I can talk to men in a way that I cannot talk to women. For example, I can say things that I would never say in front of a woman because it'd be inappropriate. Okay, all guys have that, the locker room talk. We all have that. Okay, women have it too. Okay, so there's that sort of comfort. I could do things with a guy that I can never do with a woman. Okay, like if a guy was to make a joke, I could like punch him in the shoulder, like, you fucker, like that. I could never do that to a woman. You see what I mean? Just things like that. Okay, because men, we have an understanding, okay, as to how we act in front of each other. Okay, but even despite all of that, it doesn't take the place of being with a woman. It doesn't. Okay, being with a woman is different. It's different than hanging out with guys. Okay, you hang out with a woman, okay, it's like you try to present the best version of yourself. With guys, you don't give a shit what they think about you or what you look like or anything like that. But with a woman, you kind of do. Okay, what does she think about me? How does she, how do I come across to her? Okay, you see what I mean? It's like a different version of ourselves that we have to put on in front of a woman, especially one that we're attracted to. If we're attracted to her, we don't want to show her our rugged side. We don't want to show her our yelling side or our aggressive side. We want to show her our caring side. Okay, so we act different ways. Just same way with kids. You're not going to act in front of a little kid the way you would act in front of a grown woman. You see what I mean? But yet we're all still the same people. Okay, we just act in different ways. All right, this movie, this book, Eat, Pray, Love. Okay, it embraces the femininity as far as you're allowed to have femininity when it comes to feeling, when it comes to exploring your emotions, when it comes to dealing with your past, when it comes to forgiving yourself, when it comes to enjoying food and sightseeing, okay, and having sex with young men, and when it all comes to all that stuff, very feminine, embraces femininity. Julia Roberts is good at embracing femininity. Okay, that's why they hired her. That's why she was a big star back when this movie came out. That in the 90s and the 2000s, she ruled the rom-coms. Okay, guys did not go see her fucking movies. All right, only women did, and she built a career off of mostly only white women going to see her movies. Okay, so obviously she must have some sort of talent. Okay, I think she won some Academy Awards too, or something. All right, so obviously she's good at emoting with that big fucking mouth of hers. Okay, and she's not so gorgeous that women will be intimidated by her. You see what I mean? She's kind of on the average looking side, so that women can relate to her. That's another appeal to rom-com actresses. Okay, you can't be too beautiful, too sexy, because otherwise you're gonna piss off a lot of women. Okay, It's different today. Now you got to be ugly, okay? Because feminists control Hollywood and they don't want beautiful women in Hollywood, okay? They just want ugly, average-looking women and treat them like they're beautiful, okay? Ugly pieces of crap like Zendaya. Okay, I'm sorry, she's about as good looking as my asshole. Okay, but yet Hollywood had just been throwing her in your face like crazy. Okay, like what the hell? This woman is freaking, I wouldn't even date a woman as ugly as this, as Zendaya. Okay, and that's the honest to God truth. I've never dated a woman as ugly as Zendaya, okay? But yeah, that's what Hollywood is telling you, that's what beautiful is. Okay, because they just keep throwing her in front of you all the damn time. No. I don't care how many, I don't care if every single movie that comes out next year has Zendaya in it. Okay, it's not going to make her more sexy. It's not going to make us attracted to her. Do you understand? Okay, Zendaya is manufactured. Okay, she's not. You know what guys want? They want to see Sydney Sweeney. Okay, that woman is sexy. That woman is gorgeous. Okay, that's what men want to see. They want to see Sydney Sweeney because that woman is sexy. Okay, the problem with Sydney Sweeney is she doesn't want us. She wants to win over the female crowd, okay? Instead of winning over the male crowd, which is what she should be doing, okay? If she wins over the men, we're going to spend money on her. But she keeps trying to woo the women to watch her movies, and that's what's fucking her up, okay? You see what I mean? That's what I'm talking about. I mean, they even had to make Sydney Sweeney ugly, kind of ugly in the Housemaid to get women to see her in that movie. You see what I mean? Okay? And I reviewed The Housemaid. It's on this channel. I reviewed that piece of crap. All right. So the point is here, okay, is that what men are attracted to are not the same things that women are attracted to. This movie is telling you, okay, what femininity is as far as all the emotions, you know, that Julia Roberts is going through all her thoughts, writing down, you know, believing in fortune tellers, you know, just stupid, believing in signs and stuff like that. All this crap, okay? Praying, you know, trying to believe in some sort of spirituality, forgiving yourself, all that stuff, all that feminine shit. Fine, that's feminine. Good to go. She's into her clothes. She's into shopping, that kind of shit. Okay. Where I draw the line here is the other stuff that this movie promotes. Okay, that's just part of it. Okay, it also promotes very masculine things, being a boss bitch, telling people what to do, manipulating and controlling men, having power over men. Okay, hating motherhood and marriage. Okay, these are very masculine things. Not all men believe these things, okay? But this falls around, you know, putting career first. Career comes first, okay? Okay, this movie doesn't seem to understand, because feminists don't fucking understand. The reason men put their careers first is because careers are how they provided for their families. That's how they provided for the wives and the children. They had to put their career first because that's what takes care of everything else. Okay, and unlike a woman, men don't have to take time off to have a fucking kid. Okay, they don't need to take maternity leave. You see what I mean? Whereas women do. Okay, that's why. Okay, it has nothing to do with sexism, has everything to do with biology. Only one of us can carry a baby full term and give birth, and it sure as fuck ain't me. So it kind of narrows it down, doesn't it? You see what I mean? That's what I'm talking about. Okay, and this message that these movies, these books are telling women is fuck the motherhood, don't have children. Don't be a slave to some man. Get the career like man do. Be that CEO. Get that 7-figure job. Put yourself first. Okay? Like man do. No. Yes, there's a few guys out there that don't believe in marriage, that don't want to have kids, that have these incredible jobs. They get to fly around, they get to fuck a lot of hot women. Okay, they get to hang out with their friends, they get to gamble. Okay, they get to do all this shit, fucking bet on horses, ride on their yachts. Okay, but very few men are able to do that. Very few men do that. Okay, most men want to get married, they want to have kids. Okay, most men want that. This movie, this book is telling women, okay, don't want that. Don't. Okay, it's enslavement, it's indentured servitude, it's the patriarchy holding you down. Okay, your vagina is not for giving birth. Okay, it is for having fun with. You see what I mean? That's what this is telling you. And a lot of women, because I talked about this in the last video, okay, a lot of you women are stupid. Okay, you think with this, instead of this, and you go with the herd mentality. Not all women, of course, but a lot of you are. You want other people to do the thinking for you. Okay? So you get bedazzled by Rome and the food, okay, and the spirituality of Calcutta, and the and the beaches and beach partying of Bali, and oh my God, it's so beautiful. I want to go there. I want to, and this is how they seduce you. I want to do those things. I want to go to those places. I want to date those type of men. I want to drink those type of drinks. I want my hair to look just like, I want to wear that dress that she's wearing. In fact, I want to be just like, I want to think like her, and I want to believe the same things that she believes, and I want to be her. Fuck all this. Okay? And let's face it, okay, if a woman is average or above, it's not difficult for her to get a guy to have sex with her. Okay? It's not difficult. And you know that. That's the difference between men and women. Okay? Unless you're like a Brad Pitt or something, unless you're like the 0.00001% of the male population, you're born wealthy, you're born tall, you're born good looking, okay? You're born with a personality that can just fucking, melt the clothes off of any woman. If you're like that, yes, you're going to have a relatively easy time getting laid too. Okay? But there's a lot more women that can get laid easier, and there's a lot less men that can get laid easier. You see what I mean? There's not enough to go around. Okay? And that's not honest to God truth. There's a lot more average looking women than there is incredible men. You understand? Which proves my point. Men and women are not the same. Okay, thereby we go about things differently, okay? It's not sexism, okay? It's biology. It's sociology. It's what we have to do, okay? Women, they wait at the finish line and they fuck the winners, okay? That's how women are. You have to establish yourself in order to be attractive to a woman, okay? You have to build something. You can't just be an average guy. Women don't give a shit about an average guy. Being a nice guy, being honest, loyal, faithful, providing. Okay, women don't give two shits about that. Okay, what gets their pussy wet? That's what they care about. What gets their pussy wet? Because that's who they're going to give their heart, their soul, and their body to. What gets their pussy wet? Who gets their pussy wet? Who keeps them intrigued? Okay, that's what it is. That's what women are attracted to. Okay, being a good guy is fucking nothing. Okay, this guy could be a fucking PDF file. It doesn't fucking matter. If he gets her pussy wet and he knows how to talk to her, he knows how to make her feel hot, okay, she's gonna fuck him, regardless of what he did. Regardless of how many felonies he has, okay, or how many statutory convictions he's got. It don't matter. Okay, that's the difference between men and women. I'm not saying that men, we don't sleep, we don't have sex with some terrible women. Of course we do, but we don't wife them up. Okay, at least no real man does that. Only a man with low self-esteem, who's insecure, okay, and can't imagine a life without someone to love, and therefore he's willing to throw his dignity away just so that he doesn't be lonely, just so he won't be lonely. A guy like that, a soy boy, limp dick beta male, okay, a guy like that will settle for whatever he can get, okay? And he will praise her, okay? He will do everything. He will eat her fucking shit, okay? And she won't respect him. She'll cheat on him, or she won't even date him. She'll just have him buy things for her while she dates the guys that she is attracted to. You see what I mean? This is what it's like, okay? This is what's out there, okay? This movie, Eat, Pray, Love, is telling you to be like those guys, because those are the only type of men that are in this fucking movie. The limp dick soy boy beta males. And it's not just this chick flick. It's pretty much all the chick flicks. It's pretty much all of them. Okay, and I've seen every single episode. I've reviewed every single episode of Sex and the City. And it's the same thing on that too, okay? These fucking women don't know what a fucking man is because they've never dated one. The only men that they know are the men that pump and dump them. And that pisses them off, and they blame all men for that, but yet they're the ones that keep dating these limp dick soy boy beta males. That is all Liz Gilbert has ever dated. No wonder she fucking hates men. Okay? She's only dated one type of man. A limp dick soy boy beta male. A guy who cries like a fucking bitch. The men in this movie cry more than she does. What the fuck is up with that? Where are all the fucking men? There are no men. There are no fucking men in this movie. What the fuck? How can you make a rom-com without fucking men in there? These are all pussies. These are all beta male pussies. For Christ's sake, even the old guy Richard in fucking Calcutta, he's crying more than fucking Liz Gilbert. Jesus fucking Christ. That's what happens when you get fucking rich, white, libtard feminists and gay guys. When they create books and movies, this is what you fucking get. I fucking got every guy in this goddamn movie. Everyone from Delia's husband. Remember that? Limp dick, fat, bald, limp dick, soy boy, beta male. Remember that fucker? Yeah, the fucking pussy lets his wife fucking boss him around. I ain't gonna put you back. I'm gonna lock you back up in the basement. To her fucking actor boyfriend, David, who's just fucking effeminate fucking yogi and shit. Oh, I'm so cool and edgy because, you know, I worship, you know, Hinduism and I'm a white guy. And you got Richard, the fucking old man, the 63-year-old man who's crying like a fucking bitch in the ashram, and somehow he's supposed to be mentoring fucking Liz. Liz doesn't even cry as much as Richard does, but yet he's her mentor. He's the one, he doesn't even know how to get over his own fucking shit, but he's telling her how to get over hers. And then, of course, Steven, her husband, who's over here crying, okay? Who's barking like a little fucking kid in a goddamn divorce hearing. Quitter, 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 quitter. One semester law school, and I'm going to represent myself. What the fuck is this? And now we got a new guy. Yeah, we got a new guy. Guess what? Yes, right. We got Felipe. Now we got Felipe, okay? Who Liz has, well, he almost ran her over because he was too busy listening to his goddamn fucking Selena Gomez songs that he wasn't paying attention to the Liz on her bicycle. So he almost ran her over. Okay, she got a cut on her leg, blah, blah, blah. She goes to see another fake witch doctor who tells her, hey, why come you're not married? How come that kind of shit, okay? And then this other woman, this vivacious fucking Carmen Miranda wannabe Brazilian bitch, with flowers in her hair, she invites Liz to fucking, to go to a beach party. Okay, because there's gonna be a lot of guys there. There's gonna be dancing there. There's gonna be alcohol there. That kind of fucking thing. I don't know yet, but I don't think we ever see her again in this movie. I think she's just there to get Liz to meet her brother Felipe, and that's it. That's her whole purpose in this movie. Anyway, she of course is a boss bitch too. Blah blah blah. Like Cher, speaks great English. Everybody in Bali speaks great English. Okay, so what happens? Liz goes to the fucking outdoor bar, puts on her fucking dress, orders her fucking drink, and guess who's there? Felipe is there, the guy that almost ran her over, and he apologizes to her. Of course, she doesn't want nothing to do with him. Okay, he's an unattractive fucking. He's got a deep voice, but that's where his masculinity ends. Okay, he looks like he's been punched in the face about 600 fucking times. Okay, and he sits there, and everything about his body and his mannerisms, okay, his posture, everything screams a lonely soy boy, dickless beta male. That's what he projects. Because once he starts talking, he starts saying stupid shit like he likes Phil Collins and Mary J. Blige. Yeah, you look like a fucking Phil Collins and Mary J. Blige fan. Okay, I bet you couldn't even name one fucking song. All right, but anyway, it doesn't fucking matter because not only is she not attracted to him, okay, because he almost ran her over, okay, but his sister, Ariana, she shows up. Okay, that's the woman she met at the witch doctor's place, and she says, "I found a guy for you." And there's a guy there in his 20s, Australian white guy, more shredded than a Julienne salad, handsome features and all that shit. And immediately, this gets Liz's pussy wet. This young guy who's probably 20 years younger than her. Now, I think when the real Liz Gilbert, when she experienced this in Bali, I think she was in her early 30s. I think she was like 33. I did the math. She's like 33 or 34 years old when she went to Bali. And this supposedly happened to her because this movie's based on a true story. All right, it's a sequel to Coyote Ugly. That's also based on a true story. That's also Liz Gilbert before the events of this. All right, so Liz Gilbert in real life was 33, 34 years old when she was in Bali. Okay? Julia Roberts playing Liz Gilbert in this movie is 42 years old. Okay? And she looks like a 42-year-old. Sorry, but she looks like a 42-year-old. All right, so here she is, and this guy, okay, that Ariana's pointed out to him on the other side of the club, okay, he looks like a 20-year-old, 22-year-old guy, white guy, you know, good-looking young guy, playing the bongos, whatever. And of course, you know, Liz looks at him and immediately her pussy gets wet and she's like, oh God, all right, this is the guy I want, all right? So that's going on here. Now Felipe feels like a rejected cuck because he is. You know, Ariana mentioned that both Liz and Felipe are divorced, and that made Liz uncomfortable because now that's insinuating that Ariana's trying to get Liz to hook up with her brother. You know, but here's the thing. Okay, yes, they are both divorced. Felipe and Liz are both divorced. Okay, but Liz is the one who divorced her husband. Okay, and Felipe was the one who got divorced by his wife. Okay, so she's good at leaving men that she's married to, and he's good at getting left by women that he's married to. Okay, that's the fucking difference. Okay, that's the difference. All right, so that's going on here. Okay, you know, like I said, she's not attracted. He offers to buy her drink. She's not attracted to him. Whatever, blah, blah, blah. Okay, I can't really understand anything that the people in this fucking movie are saying. Everyone's got a fucking accent. Even the white people have accents. You know, Ketut, okay, the fucking, the shaman, I can't understand a goddamn thing he says. Okay, I can barely understand what his fat assistant, who always interjects herself without being asked, who injects herself into the conversation without inviting herself into the conversation first. Okay, she barely speaks English that I can understand. Okay, the other witch doctor woman that she just saw for her leg, I could barely fucking understand her. Okay, the Australian people, their accent's so fucking thick, I can't understand them. Javier Bardem is Spanish, but he's playing a Brazilian. I can't understand a goddamn thing he's fucking saying either. Okay, because his accent is too fucking, and I speak Spanish, and I still can't fucking understand a fucking thing that he's saying. And he's Spanish in real life. Okay, so you can't understand the shit that they're fucking saying. Even Tulsi, the goddamn Hindu girl in Calcutta, I couldn't fucking understand her either. Okay, she sounded just like the guy that owns the fucking 7-Eleven you go to. Okay, what the fuck is this? Okay, we need fucking subtitles here. Anyway, so all that shit's going on. Okay, Liz, like I said, Liz insults Felipe. And Armenia arrives. She got a flower in her fucking hair because, you know, she's like that. Okay, she turns out that she's Felipe's sister, and she announces that he's divorced too, like I said. I'm going to call bullshit right here because I'm tired of this movie allowing the presumption of Liz and Felipe as broken-hearted. Okay, as broken-hearted souls. Okay, they're not. Okay, Felipe is a broken heart. Okay, Liz is a woman who breaks hearts. There is a difference between their divorces. All right? Liz wanted to divorce Steven, her husband. She wanted it. Okay? She didn't like the idea of being married to him. Okay? She didn't want to have kids. Well, she's fucking 42. She ain't gonna have fucking kids. Okay? She didn't want that anymore. Okay? And I'm pretty sure Felipe's wife divorced him, but we'll find out later on. Okay? But I'm pretty sure Felipe's wife fucking left his ass. His fucking crying, soy boy, limp dick, beta male Brazilian ass. Okay? For a real fucking man. All right? But we haven't gotten to that part yet. All right? So these divorces are not the same thing. Okay? They're not nearly similar. Okay? Armenia there, being a nosy bitch, assumes that Liz cares. All Liz cares about is hooking up and getting laid. Which, yeah, I mean, she hasn't had sex in like 6 months. Because she spent like 3 months in Rome. She broke up with the guy that she was cheating on her husband with, David, the actor, James Franco's character. So she hasn't had sex since him. Okay, and he was significantly young. He was 28, and she's 42. All right, now I think in real life, okay, so when this supposedly really happened, I think Liz was like 33 and he was like 24. That's 9 years. No big deal. But they don't tell us how old Liz is in this movie. So I'm just going to go by Julia Roberts' real age. She was 42 when she filmed this movie. Now, Dave Franco was 32 when he filmed this movie, but the movie does tell us how old David is. I mean, how old David is. He is 28. Okay? So Julia Roberts 42 and David 48. I mean 28. Okay? That's 14 years. It's a little bit more of a difference. All right. So that's going on here. Okay. Armenia's being a nosy bitch, blah, blah, blah. You know, she assumes that Liz wants to hook up with someone, which I'm pretty sure she does. She's horny. And she points to that fucking good looking guy, that Ken doll over there playing the bongos. Okay? You know? And of course, his name's Ian. That's his name, Ian. And the reason there's a lot of white people here is because Indonesia is near Australia. So a lot of white Australians, they like to go to Indonesia for spring break or shit or whatever. Okay? Or for the summer. Okay? And she says that he looks like Sting. Oh, look at that cute guy over there. I got just the guy for you, Liz. Look at how hot that guy is over there. 6'2", hung to a shoe. More shredded than a Julie said. He looks like Ken. His name's Ian, but he looks like a Ken. And of course, here's fucking Felipe all rejected and shit and lonely and sour. He's like, yeah, he looks like a Ken doll. Yeah, he does. Like that, like the dejected fucking pussy that he is. Okay, the movie. I'm going to raise the bullshit flag on this too, because the movie is telling us that women are like men. Once again, I'm getting back to my argument here. The movie's telling us that women are just like men. Okay, no, they're not. Okay, it's because we know that men. We know, okay, that, and Liz Gilbert knows this, the people that made this movie know this, that men are attracted to young, beautiful women. This movie ain't going to tell you that, but it's the truth. I'm telling you that. That's why you're watching this channel, okay? Men are attracted to young, beautiful women. We like women in their early 20s, 19, 24, 23, 22. These are women at their hottest, most women. Okay, this is the hottest they're ever going to fucking be. Okay, that's what we're attracted. That's what men in their 40s are attracted to. Men in their 50s are attracted to. Men in their 60s are attracted to. Okay, we're not necessarily really attracted to 42-year-old women. Okay, if we could have our pick, if we could have our like a genie, just give us here. Show me the type of woman you want, and I'll give it to you. Okay, boo, your wish is my command. It would be a hot woman like around 22, 23 years old. Okay, that's what men are attracted to. So what this movie's trying to tell you is that, well, we can be just like men. We can do it too. Okay, so this 42-year-old woman is attracted to this guy who's like 21, 22 years old. Right? Okay. The truth is that, yes, us men are attracted to younger women, okay? But Liz is not a younger woman. She's a 42-year-old. Let's say that this is the real Liz, okay? Then that makes her a 33, 34-year-old, okay? Still not within 10 years past our limit. You see what I mean? Okay? Liz is not that, okay? So we can't have, it's not realistic that a man in his 40s would immediately be attracted to Liz. Because what did I just say? We want women in their 20s, early 20s. Liz is not in her early 20s. The real Liz wasn't in her early 20s back then either. Okay? So what do you have to do in the movie? Okay, to make it seem reciprocal, you got to make Liz be the one that's attracted to the young guy. Okay? Because realistically, a guy in his 40s wouldn't want to get with Liz. Okay? I'm sorry, ladies, but the truth hurts, but it's fucking true. It's true. You have a shelf life. So do we, but ours is just longer than yours. All right? Okay. So Liz is attracted to young, hot guys, okay? But young people are shallow and stupid and immature. And women are smart enough to figure this out. You see? Okay, Liz Gilbert, women feminists that made this movie, okay, the gay guys that made this movie, okay, they know that young, hot, 20-year-old women, 22-year-old women, okay, yes, they are attractive, okay, but they're also immature. They're immature. They're not as knowledgeable. They're mostly stupid. They haven't had enough life experiences yet to develop any sort of real wisdom, okay, and therefore, in a middle-aged one's eyes, these women are bad choices. Because they're not mature, they're not refined, they're not sophisticated, they're not cultured. They're babies. Which means that men that like these women are they like babies. They're PDF files. You see what I mean? That's what they're telling you. Okay? Okay, and somehow women are smart enough to figure this out. And men are too stupid to figure this out. All right? Thereby losing attraction. Okay? So here, the truth is that women who date the younger guys, okay, like this guy here, Ian, okay, women figure out that these guys, okay, yes, this guy's good looking, he's hot, he's shredded, okay, he looks great in the pictures we take together, he looks great shirtless, okay, he can probably fuck a lot in bed, like he's got so much energy, okay, blah, blah, blah. But here's the thing, okay, I see these younger women looking at him, and I know that I'm not as good looking as these younger women, okay. Also, I have to pay for everything. He's got no fucking money. I got to pay for the restaurants. I got to pay for the dinners. I got to pay for the vacations. I got to pay for the rent. I got to pay for all these things, okay? Who the fuck is paying for me? Nobody. I got this young stud, but he's broke. Hotter women are attracted to him. And I'm the one who has to pay for everything. You see what I mean? And when he has a problem, I'm the one that has to listen to him and mother him. Okay? I'm the one that has to take care of his feelings as opposed to him taking care of mine. You see what I mean? Women that do this, that date young men, they figure this out relatively quickly. And then they go back to date a mature man. Okay? Because the last thing a woman wants to do to feel sexy is to be a fucking mom. To be a mom for a guy who's young enough to be her son. Okay? And also young enough that he hasn't had these life-changing experiences yet that she's already had. And now she has to walk him through it. You see what I mean? That's not attractive. I'm not talking about like women like Madonna and shit. No, she's just fucked up in the head. She just avoids reality. I'm not talking about women like that. I'm talking about real women that fucking date younger guys. Okay, and I know because I've been the younger guy. All right, I know. Okay, they can't sustain that. Eventually, they want a man who they don't have to mother, who can actually take care of them. Eventually, that's what they want. Okay? But usually by the time they figure that out, they're too old, they're too ugly now. You know, it's too late for them. Okay? They're going to have to settle for what they can get. All right? But that's the truth. Okay? However, that's not the truth for men. Okay? When we date a younger woman, yes, she's immature. Yes, she doesn't have the experiences that I have. Yes, she hasn't done anything with her life like I have. These are all true. She's not as smart as me. Yeah, that's true. So fucking what? So what? Where's the downside in that? How is that a bad thing for me? Why the fuck would I want to date a woman who's competing with me intellectually, financially? Okay? I wouldn't want that. I want a woman who's going to fucking suck my toe if I tell her to. Okay? And ask for seconds. I want a woman who's going to appreciate the things that I do for her. Because she's not used to anyone doing these things for her. Because guys her age can't do these things for her. You see what I mean? Guys her age don't know how to fucking please her. Okay? Because they don't have the experience that a man my age has. You see what I mean? I can provide her with things that the guys her own age can't do it. Because they haven't made any fucking money yet. You see what I mean? I know how to talk to women. Because I've had decades of practice. The guys her age haven't. You see the difference? That's why women like older men. That's why men like younger women. They're easier to mold. They're easier to manipulate. Okay? And once you've got them, they look at you. Oh my God, dude. They are just all about you. All about you. One-itis all the way. Because the guys they're used to dating can't match you. They're going to see you as valuable and they want to hold on to you. And that's the honest to God truth. That is the truth. That's the difference between men and women. But this movie ain't going to tell you that. I'm telling you that because that's the truth. That's the difference between a woman dating younger and a man dating younger. A woman dating younger, okay, there's some not so good things about it. Like I said, she has to take care of him. You know, she has to take care of his emotions. She has to feed him. She has to pay his bills. She has to do all these things, right? She has to live with the insecurity that women that are younger than her want to be with him. And she doesn't look as good as those women. She has to deal with all these things. Meanwhile, a man doesn't have to deal with any of that shit. Okay? That's the difference. Oh, yeah, and the younger women are better looking too. All right, so there's that. Sorry, I left that part out. All right, that's true, okay? Okay, men are stupid and shallow, because they like younger women. Okay, well, that's why men go for young women. Okay? That's why. Okay? That's why we go for young women. Okay. Now, oh no. The truth is, we don't care. We don't care if a woman is stupid and shallow. We don't care. Is she nice to me? Is she faithful to me? And will she give me sex whenever I want it? Where's the downside? I don't expect anything else from her. It's a great deal for me. That's the difference. Now, of course, I could find a woman my own age and do these things with her. You know, take her out to eat, take her on vacations, you know, take her to, out to dinner, to shows, to concerts, you know, listen to her talk about her problems, listen to her feelings, you know, get her off, make her come. I could do that with a woman my age. But what's the upside? What do I get in return? Nothing. Nothing. You see what I mean? Why spend all my time and energy on a woman like that when I can get a younger woman who's more appreciative, more wide-eyed, you know, more accepting, less bitchy, and looks a hell of a lot better. You see, you give me two options here. Which one do you think a man would take? You see what I mean? That's the difference. All right? Okay. So, yeah, we don't care if she's young and shallow and unstupid. We don't care about that, all right? We will keep them as long as they respect us. Like I said, as long as they respect us, we're going to hold on to that hot, young 22-year-old. All right? There's no downside to this for us, okay? It's better than being with a third-wave feminist, middle-aged divorcee, okay? We would rather be, like I said, we'd rather be with a young, hot girl, okay, with no kids, who's never been married, than with a middle-aged fucking divorcee trying to prove to everyone that she's just as hot as women 20 years younger than her. It's not going to fucking work, okay? Only in these movies does it work. It does not work in real life, okay? Sorry, ladies, this movie ain't fucking real life. I know you wish it was, and some of you think it is, but it's not. All right? So Liz and Ian give each other fuck me eyes while they're dancing together, okay, in the cabana, and then they go to they have drinks together. So Liz getting shit-faced. The song they're dancing to is "Got to Give It Up" by Marvin Gaye. Okay, that song came out in 1977. Marvin Gaye, a year after this, Marvin Gaye was murdered by his father. Or I think it was 3 years after this. Yeah. Yes, Marvin Gaye's father murdered him. That's right. Okay. But he had a lot of hit songs. Got to give it up. We go dancing. Ooh, got to live it. Got to give it up. You know the song. All right, so they're dancing to that song. Came out in 1977. Felipe's sitting there at the bar, not talking to anyone. He's got his dick in his hand, and then in his other hand, he's drinking bottled water because I guess he doesn't drink alcohol. Even though he's in a fucking bar looking to pick up girls, he doesn't fucking drink alcohol. Even though he's in his 40s, all right, and he looks like he's been punched in the face 600 times. Yeah, no alcohol for him. Okay, he's just sitting there moping, you know, wishing that Liz was dancing and getting drunk and feeling him up and taking his shirt off, okay, and going out to the beach in the middle of the night to go fuck with him. But that's not happening. She's with this young, hot guy instead. So what does he do? He just sits there at the bar and stares at her and drinks his fucking bottled water. Doesn't talk to anybody. Doesn't even talk to his fucking sister. Oh yeah, his sister's there too. Remember that? Okay, nothing. Just sitting there all fucking depressed with his dick in his hand. He pulls out his cell phone and starts looking at gay porn. All right? And thinking about how he's going to end himself. All right, so that's going on here. Felipe watches, like I said. Ian takes his shirt off. Liz takes Ian's shirt off for him, you know, so he's over here with his fucking ripped chest and shit. He's got 8-pack abs and all that kind of fucking shit. And Liz just like, you know, she's reaching for his fucking crotch. All that stuff's going on there. All right. Now, all right, so that's all going on here, okay? And then Ian whispers something into Liz's ear. She nods her head, and then they go off together. They leave the club. They leave the outdoor club and go to the beach in the middle of the night. They go out to the beach, and they go, what do you think is going to happen? And of course, Felipe's right there, drinking his bottle of water, watching all of this happen, not doing shit, not even talking to other women, not moving to a different fucking bar stool, okay, not going home, Okay, not offering a younger 22-year-old woman to buy her a fucking drink because he's got the fucking money, he's rich. No. He's just sitting there feeling sorry for himself like the limp dick soy boy beta male that he is while he watches the woman that he likes, okay, go off with a younger man to go fuck. So what do you do when you're in that situation? You do what Felipe does. You follow them. He stalks them. He goes after them, hiding in the shadows to see what's going on so he can jerk off. Yeah, this is Felipe. Now remember, this is the guy that Liz will marry later on. Okay, this is Liz Gilbert's one true only love, according to her in the book back then. Later on, we find out it's not true. Okay, but at the time, apparently, she was more in love with this guy than she's ever been in love with anyone else in her entire fucking life. Like I said, after this movie came out, later on, that'll be disproven. She'll fall in love with someone much better than him, a fucking lesbian, but that hasn't happened yet. Okay? Because Liz Gilbert has only ever dated or been in love with soy boy, limp dick beta males. And by being in love with them means she was never in love with them. Okay? She's never been in love with any man because she's only dated weak men. Okay? If she would ever date a strong man, she would fall in love with him. But then she would be vulnerable to him. Okay? And she can't have that because she's a strong, tough, independent boss bitch. So she can't be in a position where a man has power over her, especially not her heart. Okay, she can't be vulnerable. She has to be the one that breaks the hearts, not the one that gets her heart broken. Okay, that's why she can't date a man that's above her. She can only date men that are beneath her. Yeah, the movie can say that. All right. Okay, so remember, this is the guy that Liz will marry later on. This should tell you everything you need to know about Felipe. Okay, about what type of man Felipe is. Okay, he's a limp dick soy boy beta male with no self-respect. He can't even get himself to talk to another girl at this fucking bar. Okay, he's got to focus on Liz and Liz only while she's dancing with another man, having a great time. Okay, he's bare-chested and they're grinding on each other, drinking alcohol, making out, doing all that kind of shit. Okay, and he's just sitting there watching all this instead of fucking getting up off his limp dick and talking to another girl. No, he can't do that. He has no self-esteem. Yet this is the guy that Liz is gonna fall in love with. Are you out of your fucking mind? This is not a fucking man. Okay, so that's going on here. Limp dick, soy boy, beta male, no self-respect. Okay, no wonder his wife cheated on him and divorced him. Yes, later on, okay, I think they got married in 2007. I guess the events of this movie take place in 2005, 2006, something like that. I don't know. I wrote it down here because I was trying to do the math earlier, okay, and trying to find out when the fuck did this take place. Okay, 2004. Okay, so in real life, these events took place in 2004 when Liz was like 33, 34 years old. And how old was Felipe's real name is Jose, okay? But in this movie, his name is Felipe. How old was the real Jose when this happened? He was 53, 54 years old. But here, he's played by a 41-year-old Javier Bardem. All right? But yes, the real Jose, the real Felipe was in his 50s. Oh my God, man. I hope they had Viagra there. Okay, anyway, so that's going on here. Okay, yes, okay. In real life, Liz will cheat on him and divorce him. In 2016, well, she'll start cheating on him in 2015. She will divorce him in 2016. Okay, so they need to make a part. They need to make a part 3 because Coyote Ugly is part 1. This is part 2. They need to make a part 3. All right. I want to see how that turns out. I ain't gonna pay to see it, but I want to see how it turns out. Okay. Okay. Liz has never been in a relationship with a real man, like I said earlier. Okay. She fucked them, but they all discarded her. And she said that in her own articles, okay, that she always got discarded by men that she was really attracted to, not men she felt sorry for, not men that she empathized with, not men who were looking for true love. I mean, real fucking men, okay, men that she could look at and respect. Oh my God, this guy's incredible. He's getting my pussy wet without even trying. That guy would fuck her and then never want to see her again, and that would piss her off. So it's because she doesn't like the way that feels, she had no choice but to date men that worship her. Men like fucking Steven. Men like fucking David. Men like fucking Felipe here. Okay? These are men that put her on a pedestal. You see what I mean? She can't handle a real man. She can't even be with an equal. Because that's too much vulnerability on her part. Okay? So she has had sex with real men, but none of them ever wanted to stay with her. Okay? Because she's not attractive. That's why. She's average. And real men want above average. Okay? She's had to settle for insecure, weak men. Okay? Now, how the fuck is this empowering? How does this make a woman empowered when you have to settle for a weak man? That's like me saying I'm the fucking world's greatest lover, and the proof is, look at all these fat women that I fucked. Okay? So how does that fucking make me look better? It doesn't. So spending your entire fucking life dating a bunch of weak, limp dick, soy boy beta males does not make you an empowered woman. Makes you a coward. You know, goddamn well, the only reason you got with these limp dick, soy boy, beta male men is because the real men did not want you. Okay? Because you are unattractive. And that's a man telling you this. That's me Sherlock Holmesing this shit. Okay? And once you read between the lines of all this, that's the truth. Liz Gilbert's not an attractive woman. Inside or outside. Okay? That's why she cannot nail down a high-value man. She has to settle for weak men. And her way of coping with this is not to be like, oh, well, maybe I should work on myself. No. It's to only date weak men to make herself feel better about herself. You see? She doesn't want to get bigger. She just wants to make all the men around her smaller so that she can seem bigger. It's the Tom Cruise effect. You ever watch a Tom Cruise movie? Okay, everyone knows that he's short in real life, but why do you not think he's short when you watch it? You know why? Because the camera is like this. So the camera's down there, so it looks like you're looking up to him. So that's an illusion to make it look like he's taller. You see what I mean? If they film him like this, now it looks like he's shorter. You see what I mean? That's what Liz is doing here. Her vantage point is I'm tall and the men are short. You see what I mean? And she's telling you to date limp dick, soy boy, beta males too. Because that way you can control them, you can manipulate them, and you can get them to do what you want. But ultimately, that's not satisfying. I think most women eventually want a real fucking man. They want a man with self-respect, which none of these men have. A man with confidence, which none of these men have. A man who with his shit together, it can take care of shit. Okay, so that you don't have to worry about it. I think ultimately that's what most women want. Okay? But most women can't get that guy. So how do you romanticize settling for a less attractive man? It's simple. You write a book called Eat, Pray, Love. All right? And then you make a movie out of it. All right. That's enough for now. We'll be back, though, to continue my review of this piece of crap movie. I thank you very much for watching this long. And I'll see you soon on the next one. Bye.